Hey guys, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we are going to be dishing out some helpful advice to people who are new to the EDM scene and music festival community. Welcome to the video, you guys. If you are new here, we're really excited to have you. On this channel, we aim at providing entertaining and educational videos for the music festival community. So if that's something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing. You guys can also follow along with us on Instagram at It's the Lunchbox and at LunchboxFam on TikTok. We also have an incredible Facebook group community, so if you guys are interested in joining that, there will be a link down below in the description box. So for today's video, I've asked a few members of the Lunchbox fam to share their best tips and advice and things that they've learned in the past that would be helpful to people who are new to the scene. So with all that being said, let's get into the video. So I'm gonna kick things off with some advice that I like to give a lot of people who ask me what they should know before attending an event or what they should know about the festival community in general. Number one thing I always say, have an open mind and don't be judgmental of others. There are so many incredible people in this community, so many new souls that you're gonna meet along the way, and it's really important to just go into things with an open mind. You're gonna have a lot of new experiences and meet people from all walks of life, so just be open to everything that comes your way. Another thing to go along with being open and not judging others is to make new friends. A lot of the times people start by raving with friends or groups of people that they know, and you might stay in a little bit of a close-knit group, and I would just say be open to talking to new people. You never know who you're gonna meet. I have met some of the best people in the world at festivals, online, in different communities, who I'm now really great friends with, and some of them I've never even met in person. So now is a really good time to be in Facebook group communities. Maybe you guys share an artist that you both love. Maybe you've joined a live stream watching party with someone. So definitely be open to meeting new people who are outside your circle. I always say wear comfortable shoes, especially in the beginning. Getting blisters is the worst feeling ever, and breaking in a new pair of shoes, never a good idea. So always wear comfortable shoes. Always stay hydrated. It goes without saying, whether you are over 21 and you enjoy having a drink, or it's just a hot summer day and it's 90 degrees, stay hydrated. And that's why I always have my lunchbox hydration pack with me. Water is typically free at festivals. They have free water refill stations, and it's better than buying a bottle of water or a Gatorade, which is nice to supplement with every now and then, but it's free and it's there, so stay hydrated. Those are all the tips and advice that I have for any of my newbies out there. Now I'm gonna roll right into some of the other members of the Lunchbox fam.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley from Aura Life with Ash on YouTube. So my piece of advice for anyone that is new to going to festivals is, one, if you're going in a group, always have a meetup spot. So always have a place in case of an emergency that you all agree to go to, preferably away from main stage or any of the stages, somewhere where there might not be a long line that you can access really quickly. The reason I say this is you never know when the weather can get bad, when things can shut down. This happened to us at EDC, and that meetup spot came in handy. So make sure that you guys agree on a spot. If it's a 3-day festival, maybe it's the same spot all 3 days, and you'll feel much better and safer, and you can just enjoy yourself and not have to worry if something happens. The next piece of advice I have to say is make sure that you always assess what you're gonna put in your hydration pack. So there's a couple of things that you might want to take in consideration when packing your pack. What's the weather like? Is it an indoor or an outdoor venue? How many hours are you gonna be there for? If it's a shorter festival night, maybe you don't necessarily need to bulk up on all of the items. But one thing that I can always say that's always in my lunchbox is a fan. Guys, regardless of where you're at, you're gonna get hot, and I think that this is a must-have. It can be a fan like this, or you can buy one of those adaptable charger fans that you can put in your phone. Be careful of those, they may suck your battery, so make sure you have a backup battery for your phone, but it gets really hot, it gets really sticky. Unless you're at a winter festival, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be sweating, so I suggest that you always, always, always have a fan. And my last piece of advice is if you don't have a big group and it's just you that's really into EDM, or maybe you just have one other person, that's okay. Don't let it deter you from going to one of the biggest festivals or trying out a new festival. You're gonna meet new friends, you're gonna connect. This community is so, so friendly. And you know, even a few years ago, I didn't know that many people. Now I've made so many different connections. So don't let that stop you if you really, truly love this music and this community.
Advice I have for new ravers is not to be afraid of strangers. I know that sounds really funny, and definitely be safe and don't always trust everybody the minute you meet them, but overall this community is super welcoming and super inclusive. So my favorite thing about raves is when you go and you're able to meet so many different new people and make so many new friends at each festival. So don't be afraid to walk up to a stranger and tell them you love their outfit, try to trade them candy, or just vibe and dance to a song, because everybody in this community is so loving, and it's one of the best parts about what makes the EDM and rave festival community so special.
Hi, I'm Frisky Hug. I have been going to music festivals for about 10 years now, and some words of wisdom that I have to share with all of you is this. Make sure safety is your #1 priority, always. There's nothing more important in this world than your life, so make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care of those around you. What does that include? That means making sure you're eating every day, drinking every day, make sure you're sleeping every day. These 3 to 4 day festivals can really take a toll on you. But also, make sure you're not getting in cars with strangers, making sure that you aren't taking things from strangers, you're moderating your alcohol, you're not going too hard. And I know it sounds like I'm being a buzzkill by saying all of this, but I promise you, being able to see the next festival, maybe next year, the next day, will always be more important. The end game isn't to see how hard we can go, it's to make sure that we come home alive, safe and sound, as well as everybody around you. We all deserve to have a great festival experience, so making sure that we're all safe will always be #1.
Can I get a year? What's up, guys? I'm the Festival Finesser. If you don't know me, I have a channel on YouTube that focuses on music festivals and how to make sure you guys can have the best experience possible when you attend. So the first thing I wish someone told me at my first festival was that there was going to be no cell service. We're all used to texting our friends, where are we going, who are we meeting, where are you guys at? You can't do that at a festival. So if you get lost, if you get separated, know that you can't tell your friends where you are and you can't find out where they are. So you have to communicate and have a meeting spot or a meeting time after a certain set, a certain place, and don't pick a certain place that is, you know, the Ferris wheel. It's very popular. Pick a place that's outside, it's out of the way, you know, that's off to the side, a particular pole, a tent, a stand, a vendor, something that's not the bathroom, the Ferris wheel, the very crowded place in the middle of a festival. So now that you guys know there's no cell service at festivals, you can understand how easy it is to get lost at a festival. You don't understand how big those crowds are until you are in them at night and your friend's like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, be right back. And you're like, all right. And then an hour and a half goes by and you haven't seen or heard from your friend. You can't call him, he can't call you because there's no service, and now you're lost. So just know when someone says they're going someplace, be right back, that you might not be seeing them for a couple hours, so it might be in your best interest to follow them if you don't want to lose them. If you're someone that doesn't like being by yourself, go with your squad. Sacrifice that set to be with your squad, because you will have more fun with your friends than being by yourself at the show if you have the opportunity to not get lost. So the last bit of advice I have for you guys is very cliche, but also very important. It's for your first festival, and especially if you get lost or just separated from your squad at a festival, and that is to be yourself. Society sets all these standards for how to dress, how to look, how to talk, how to act, And when you're at a festival, none of those things matter. They're thrown out the window because festivals are just a whole new world. It's a whole new culture of people. We have a different practice of codes, and that is peace, love, unity, and respect. And it took me until my second festival to realize that every time I go to a festival like this, it's gonna be the same kind of people, these very nice and accepting people. And that's where I started, becoming a social butterfly, because I was very quiet and timid as a kid and shy, and I would not talk to people and strangers. And when I went to festivals, I started realizing that everybody there was so nice and open and inviting. I started stepping out of my comfort zone and talking to strangers, talking to girls, dancing with people, and now I'm this social butterfly because of festivals. So don't be afraid to be who you really want to be at a festival. It's your opportunity to be a new person, be a new you, and be who you truly want to be outside of society's standards. So don't forget that at your first festival. I'm the Festival Finesser, and I will see you for more tips to come.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashley. So I've been in the festival community for a few years now, a handful of years, and there's definitely some tips that I have for you guys that I wish I knew from the beginning of my festival days. The first and most important one, I think, is to save your energy. It is a marathon, it is not a sprint. When I first started going to festivals, I would go back and forth between the farthest different stages, and after a while I realized that if I want to be having fun on day 4, I might have to skip out on some sets I want to see on days 1 and 2, just for the sake of preserving energy. Just trust me, don't run around on the first couple days because you'll be dead by the end. That also kind of ties in with my second point. And my second point is, if you spend all that time running around, you're gonna miss so many other fun activities. It's not all about the music. That is the #1 reason you're there, but there's always so many more fun things to do and people to meet that you've never met before that you can have conversations with, and you'll learn a lot from them. Don't forget to eat. I always have found myself skipping meals, whether it be to save money, because I don't feel like walking to the vendors. Sometimes you have a lot going on and stopping to have a whole meal is not really part of the day. Sometimes you might have anxiety from everything going on, and having a big old meal isn't ideal. If you skip out on eating, you're gonna miss amazing vendors. It's part of the culture, and most importantly, you're gonna be really low energy, and I always wondered why I was always so tired at events. One time I decided to have a big hearty meal and realized that's been my problem the whole time. It took me years to figure that one out. My last tip is to bring things that make you happy, whether that be toys or functionality items. You're gonna figure out what these items are for you along the way. You don't need to come into your first festival with a bag full of toys. You're just gonna see what other people have and get inspiration from that. But for example, people bring finger puppets, people bring rubber duckies to play with. It's just a topic of conversation, and just really embrace your inner child. Find those items that make you feel good and don't be afraid to bring them.
What's up, Lunchbox fam? My name is Peyton Brailsford. I am the creative director at Lunchbox. My festival journey actually started in 2014 when I attended Ultra Music Festival for the first time in Miami. In the years since, I've gone to over 15 music festivals, so I've picked up some tips and tricks ever since. So just starting out, I think one of the most basic tenets is really just to have mutual respect for everybody around you when you go to a music festival. We all want to have fun, but we don't want to have fun at anybody else's expense. So if you're dancing, just kind of be mindful of the space around you. If you see somebody that looks like they need help, then, go make sure that they're okay. If you like to fan clack, okay, well, maybe just don't fan clack. That's probably the more respectful thing to do. But just always having respect for others is really just making sure that you have a great time and everybody else around you is having a great time. The second most important thing that I'd say is always just make sure that you're prepared with your essentials and that you're comfortable. Nothing can ruin a festival or a live event experience faster than you either not having your ID and you can't get let into the gate, for example, or having blisters on your heels midway through a whole weekend-long event, and then you're uncomfortable for the entire time. So I think for me, if you follow those two basic tips, you'll be pretty good just getting started. It's pretty hard to go wrong as long as you're making sure that everybody around you is having a good time and you're prepared and comfortable. So that's my advice if you're new to the festival scene or you're a new raver.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing from all of our veteran ravers here and found this video helpful, and maybe you guys learned something new. We would absolutely love it, again, if you guys would subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at It's a Lunchbox, and at LunchboxFam on TikTok. Also, send this link out to a friend today. If you know somebody who is interested in the EDM scene or the music festival community, send this to them. Maybe they'll learn something new as well. There will be other helpful links down below in the description box if you guys are interested in checking out our website or, again, the Facebook group community. I think that's all I have for you guys. Stay happy and healthy, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.